day after Citigroup posted strong quarterly earnings. Top boss Vikram Pandit shocked the market by stepping down from the position of CEO and as a member of the board. The company also announced that they've elected Michael Corbat as CEO and the director of the board. He was previously, of course, CEO of the European, Middle East and African businesses. For more on that big story, we're joined by Kim Lim and Rob Cox from Reuters for more perspective on that. Kim, to you first. This has come as a big surprise for the markets. Take us through the details.
Well, certainly a changing of the guard here at Citibank. Vikram Pandit has indeed stepped down as CEO of the bank in what has become as a very much a surprise move by a lot of people in the marketplace. Now, to give this context, let's not forget that yesterday Citi announced forecast-beating results, which very much pleased the market. So very much the timing of this announcement, not to mention the reasons for his departures, are being questioned. Now, if we take a look at some of the initial reaction here to his departure, Citi, like a lot of the rest of the sector, has had a tough 12 months. Back in March, the Federal Reserve rejected Citigroup's capital plans after stress tests even. And there was a lot of criticism of Pandit after he agreed to what some call a too low sale price for the bank's stake in the brokerage operated by Morgan Stanley. But nonetheless, after yesterday's stronger than expected results, this is certainly coming as a huge surprise to the market.
Of course, Rob Cox is here as well. Rob, do you think this sudden decision by Pandit will perhaps have a radical impact on Citi? What do you think is the way forward now for the bank?
I mean, Citigroup has got some really fabulous assets, right? Even though they got less money for, say, Smith Barney from Morgan Stanley than you could argue that they got the lower end of that deal. Ultimately, longer term, would you rather have a business like Citigroup, which is really well positioned to capitalize on global capital flows, which are only increasing between the developed markets and emerging markets, and they have this thing called GTS, a really incredible business, and a commercial and wholesale bank that's quite strong. I mean, would you rather have that or sort of a crummy or second-tier retail brokerage? Definitely, you'd rather have the Citigroup assets. The problem is there's a lot of other subscale businesses at Citigroup. So its U.S. retail footprint is not big. It's not strong enough. It's not profitable enough. I mean, the company would be probably the right thing to do would be to find a buyer for it and sell it and get out of U.S. retail. Its credit card business actually is not that good. I mean, you could do the same thing with a credit card business. You could focus on the global transaction flows, the investment banking, wholesale banking, and you probably do pretty well. And by the way, you'd create a lot more value for your shareholders if you did that. You also have certain areas like, I mean, they are the number, I don't know, 2 or 3 bank in Mexico. It's not making as much money, but if you look at what Banco Santander recently got in an IPO of its Mexican business, you can see a lot of value that could be unlocked there.